How to learn English. Maya often stared at her reflection, a heavy sigh escaping her lips. Learning English felt like scaling an impossible mountain, its peak shrouded in an impenetrable fog of confusion. Every morning brought a fresh wave of despair, a palpable weight pressing down on her aspirations. Her daily struggle was a silent battle waged within her mind, a relentless war against forgotten vocabulary and awkward silences. She longed to speak fluently. The most agonizing part was the feeling of being misunderstood, or worse, unable to express simple thoughts. When others chatted effortlessly, Maya felt a tightening in her chest, a profound sense of isolation. How to learn English echoed in her mind daily, a desperate plea with no clear answer. She bought countless books, downloaded numerous apps, but progress remained frustratingly slow, almost imperceptible to her. Her vocabulary was a constant source of agony. She would learn new words one day, only to find them vanished from her memory the next. How to learn words became her personal mantra, a problem she desperately sought to solve. Flashcards piled up unused, dictionaries gathered dust, and the elusive power of retention seemed to forever escape her grasp. It was a vicious cycle of memorization and forgetting. Speaking was arguably the greatest hurdle. The mere thought of how to talk to people in pairs sent shivers down her spine, chilling her resolve. Her tongue felt heavy, her mind blanked, and fear paralyzed her ability to form coherent sentences. She imagined embarrassing stutters and awkward pauses, preferring silence to potential humiliation. This speaking anxiety loomed large, a formidable barrier. One particularly disheartening evening, Maya decided enough was truly enough. She realized that passive learning wouldn't suffice, a radical change was imperative. She began researching English study plan for talking, seeking not just grammar rules but actionable strategies for real conversation. Her resolve hardened, fueled by a newfound determination to conquer this linguistic beast. This was her moment of decision. She stumbled upon an online community, a vibrant hub dedicated to language learners. There, she found a kind mentor, an experienced speaker who shared pragmatic talking tips. This person emphasized the importance of consistent, deliberate practice, urging Maya to step outside her comfort zone. It was a beacon of hope in her previously dark and confusing learning journey, offering clarity. The first concrete advice focused on how to learn words effectively. Her mentor suggested moving beyond mere memorization. Instead, Maya began using new words immediately in sentences, both written and spoken, integrating them into daily thoughts. She discovered that active recall, rather than passive recognition, was the true key to embedding vocabulary deep within her long-term memory. This felt revolutionary. She started associating words with vivid images, creating mental stories or linking them to personal experiences. This contextual learning transformed her approach to vocabulary. No longer were words isolated entities, they became interconnected threads in a rich tapestry of meaning. This method made learning feel less like a chore and more like an exciting puzzle to solve, truly engaging her. A crucial tip was the concept of spaced repetition, revisiting words at increasing intervals. Instead of cramming, Maya reviewed her vocabulary strategically, ensuring long-term retention. This systematic approach reduced her daily struggle significantly, as forgotten words became a rarity rather than a constant frustration. Her memory felt sharper, her recall quicker, building genuine confidence. Her mentor also stressed the importance of embracing mistakes when learning words. Every error was reframed as a valuable learning opportunity, a stepping stone towards mastery. This shift in mindset alleviated much of her anxiety, allowing her to experiment fearlessly with new vocabulary without the crushing fear of imperfection. It was liberating to accept imperfections as part of growth. Next came the daunting task of speaking, specifically how to talk to people in pairs. Maya's mentor insisted that one-on-one conversations were foundational for building fluency. She was encouraged to find a language exchange partner, someone also keen on improving their English skills. This direct interaction was designed to simulate real-life communication scenarios effectively. Through the online community, Maya connected with Liam, a fellow learner from London. Their initial conversations were understandably awkward, filled with pauses and hesitant sentences. However, both committed to regular practice, understanding its immense value. This partnership was a crucial step in overcoming her long-standing fear of verbalizing thoughts. They decided to meet online twice weekly. Their English study plan for talking involved structured discussions. They would pick a topic beforehand, prepare some vocabulary, and then engage in free-flowing conversation for a set period. This focused approach helped them expand their range of expression and practice using new words in context. It provided a safe environment for experimentation and growth. Liam, being a patient partner, helped Maya understand the importance of active listening during their paired sessions. She learned to truly hear what he said, rather than just waiting for her turn to speak. This skill was transformative, making their conversations flow more naturally and allowing her to respond more thoughtfully. It enhanced mutual understanding significantly. They often engaged in role-playing exercises, simulating everyday situations like ordering food, asking for directions, or discussing current events. These scenarios were incredibly effective for practical application of vocabulary and grammar. How to speak with people became less abstract and more concrete through these dynamic interactions, boosting her conversational confidence incrementally. Her mentor provided general let-me-tell-you talking tips beyond paired practice. One key piece of advice was to focus on conveying meaning, not perfection. This liberated Maya from the pressure of flawless grammar, allowing her to prioritize communication over accuracy in initial stages. It made speaking feel less like a performance and more like genuine connection. Another tip was to speak slowly and clearly, giving herself time to formulate thoughts. She also learned to use filler words naturally, like or well, to buy herself a moment without awkward silence. These small adjustments dramatically increased her confidence in expressing herself, making her feel more in control of the conversation flow. Given Liam was from London, Maya became interested in Let's Talk in British English. She started listening to BBC podcasts and British dramas, immersing herself in the accent and common idioms. Liam patiently explained nuances, helping her distinguish between American and British phrasing and vocabulary, enriching her understanding of global English variations. She particularly enjoyed learning British idioms, like take the mickey or piece of cake. Incorporating these into their conversations made her feel more authentic and connected to the British culture Liam represented. This specific focus on Let's Talk in British English added an exciting dimension to her learning, making it deeply engaging and personal. Pronunciation was another area they focused on, especially the subtle differences in British English. Liam helped her with specific sounds, like the T in water or the R at the end of words. This attention to detail refined her speech, making her sound more natural and less like a textbook speaker. Her accent gradually improved. Beyond paired practice, Maya started actively seeking opportunities for how to speak with people in broader contexts. She joined online forums, participated in virtual meetups, and even practiced speaking to herself in front of a mirror. This expanded her comfort zone, making her ready for diverse conversational challenges. She embraced every chance to use her voice. The initial fear of judgment gradually dissipated as she gained more experience. She realized most people were patient and encouraging, genuinely appreciating her effort to communicate. This shift in perception was crucial for truly overcoming her daily struggle with speaking anxiety. She understood that progress, not perfection, was the ultimate goal. Maya formalized her English study plan for talking, making it a cornerstone of her daily routine. It wasn't just about scheduled calls with Liam, it incorporated listening to podcasts during her commute, reading English news articles, and even narrating her daily activities aloud. Consistency became her superpower, transforming fragmented efforts into cohesive progress. Every morning, she dedicated 20 minutes to reviewing vocabulary and grammar structures. Afternoons involved listening comprehension exercises. Evenings were reserved for speaking practice, whether with Liam or through self-talk. This structured approach ensured that every aspect of her How to Learn English journey received consistent attention. It became a joyful habit. She learned to celebrate every small victory, successfully articulating a complex idea, understanding a joke, or navigating a difficult conversation. These moments fueled her motivation and provided tangible proof of her progress. They transformed the daunting How to Learn English into a rewarding adventure, reinforcing her belief in her own capabilities. Her mentor had instilled in her the power of a growth mindset. Instead of viewing mistakes as failures, Maya saw them as data points, indicating areas for improvement. This perspective made the entire learning process enjoyable and sustainable, keeping her resilient through inevitable plateaus. She embraced challenges as opportunities for growth. Gradually, the daily struggle became less about arduous effort and more about natural flow. Conversations felt less like a chore and more like an effortless dance. She found herself responding spontaneously, her mind no longer scrambling for words or grammatical structures. The initial anxiety had been replaced by genuine conversational ease. Her range of conversational topics expanded significantly. She could discuss current affairs, share personal anecdotes, and even engage in debates, all in English. This versatility was a direct result of her dedicated English study plan for talking, which had meticulously prepared her for diverse communicative scenarios. She felt truly articulate. As her confidence grew, Maya began helping newer learners in the online community, sharing her own "Let me tell you" talking tips. She recounted her journey of overcoming fear and frustration, inspiring others to persist. It was immensely rewarding to see her own struggles transform into a source of guidance for those starting their path. The British English she had specifically pursued now felt completely natural. She understood regional accents with ease, picked up on subtle cultural references, and could even switch between formal and informal British phrasing effortlessly. Let's Talk in British English had evolved from a learning goal to an intuitive part of her linguistic identity. The true reward wasn't just fluency, it was the ability to genuinely connect with people from different backgrounds. Her fear of how to speak with people had vanished, replaced by an eagerness to engage, to learn, and to share. English became a bridge, opening up a world of new friendships and opportunities she never imagined possible. She often looked back at her initial daily struggle with a sense of quiet triumph. The daunting mountain had been scaled, one purposeful step at a time. Every word learned, every conversation practiced, every mistake embraced, had contributed to her remarkable transformation. It was a testament to unwavering perseverance and smart strategies. Even now, how to learn words remained a continuous process, but it was no longer a struggle. She approached new vocabulary with curiosity and excitement, knowing she had effective strategies to assimilate them. Her digital flashcard app was still in use, a testament to her consistent dedication to expanding her lexical repertoire daily. Her sessions with Liam continued, evolving into deeper, more nuanced conversations. Their initial how to talk to people in pairs practice had forged a strong friendship, built on shared learning and mutual respect. These ongoing interactions ensured her speaking skills remained sharp and responsive, preventing any regression in her fluency. Maya now had her own refined set of let me tell you talking tips to share. She advocated for finding joy in the process, not just focusing on the outcome. She emphasized starting small, celebrating progress, and never letting fear dictate one's learning journey. These were principles born from personal experience. Her fascination with Let's Talk in British English led her to explore regional dialects and even historical linguistic developments. She found joy in the subtle variations, understanding how language reflected culture. This deeper engagement went beyond mere communication, turning her into an enthusiastic amateur linguist, truly embracing the nuances. For how to speak with people, Maya now focused on advanced strategies like active debate, public speaking, and even storytelling. She sought out opportunities to present ideas, to persuade, and to entertain audiences, pushing her linguistic boundaries even further. Her confidence knew no bounds in these new, exciting communicative challenges. Her English study plan for talking was dynamic, constantly adjusted to her evolving needs and interests. It wasn't a rigid blueprint but a living document, adapting as she achieved milestones and identified new areas for growth. This flexibility ensured her learning remained engaging and perpetually effective over time. Maya's English fluency opened doors she never imagined. She could travel independently, connect with international colleagues, and consume global media without subtitles. The initial How to Learn English quest had become a gateway to a richer, more interconnected life, proving that effort invested in language yields boundless returns. She frequently reminded aspiring learners that consistency was paramount. Even 10 minutes a day, she'd say, was more valuable than an intensive but sporadic 5-hour session. This steady dedication, a hallmark of her own journey, was the true secret to transforming the daily struggle into sustainable success and fluency. Maya discovered that genuine interest in the language and culture significantly accelerated her progress. When she immersed herself in things she enjoyed, whether it was British comedy or English literature, learning became effortless. This intrinsic motivation was a powerful force in overcoming the initial drudgery of how to learn words. The online community remained a vital support system. Sharing struggles, celebrating breakthroughs, and offering encouragement transformed her how to learn English journey from a solitary endeavor into a shared adventure. But collective wisdom and emotional support provided an invaluable safety net for growth. She made a conscious effort to apply new vocabulary in real-world situations, not just in practice sessions. Whether ordering coffee or asking for directions, every interaction became an opportunity to solidify new words. This practical application significantly reinforced her how to learn word strategy, making them stick. Initially, she worried about her own accent, but her British English focus with Liam helped her appreciate diversity in pronunciation. She learned that a clear, understandable accent was more important than sounding exactly like a native speaker. This realization freed her from unnecessary self-consciousness when she considered how to speak with people. What once seemed impossible, engaging in complex, nuanced conversations, now felt natural. Her English study plan for talking had prepared her for intellectual discussions, emotional exchanges, and playful banter alike. She reveled in the ability to express the full spectrum of her thoughts and feelings in a new language. Looking back, the let me tell you talking tips that resonated most were about embracing imperfection and valuing communication over flawless grammar. These simple yet profound insights had unlocked her speaking potential, transforming a daunting task into an enjoyable and rewarding process of connection. Her initial dive into Let's Talk in British English had opened a specific cultural window. She understood the humor, the history, and the subtle social cues of British society much better. This specialized knowledge enriched her overall English proficiency, making her a more culturally aware and sensitive communicator. Her English study plan for talking was now less about strict adherence and more about intuitive integration into her life. English wasn't a separate study, it was the medium through which she lived, learned, and explored. This seamless blending ensured perpetual growth and sustained fluency. Maya had not only learned English, she had transformed. The shy, struggling learner was now a confident, articulate individual. Her daily struggle had become a distant memory, replaced by a vibrant reality where English was a tool for empowerment and endless discovery. Her message to anyone facing similar challenges was simple: persistence, patience, and purpose. How to learn English is not a sprint, she'd say, but a marathon of small, consistent steps. Every effort counts, every word learned, every conversation attempted moves you closer to your goal. Her journey of how to learn words was continuous, an ever-expanding horizon. The world of vocabulary was vast, and she approached it with enduring enthusiasm, knowing that each new word unlocked new layers of understanding and expression in her chosen language. The foundational practice of how to talk to people in pairs remained her gold standard for developing fluency. She advocated for finding compatible partners, emphasizing that mutual support and consistent interaction were irreplaceable for true conversational growth and confidence building. The let me tell you talking tips she received and later developed herself were rooted in practical application. They weren't just theoretical, they were battle-tested strategies that transformed anxiety into effective communication, making every conversation an opportunity for learning. Her immersion into Let's Talk in British English wasn't just about accents, it was about understanding a cultural tapestry. She could appreciate British humor, understand subtle social cues, and even debate Brexit with informed opinions, truly connecting with people on a deeper level. The days of fearing how to speak with people were long gone. She now actively sought out conversations, curious about diverse perspectives and eager to share her own. English had become a bridge, connecting her to a global community she once only dreamed of joining. Her English study plan for talking was no longer a rigid schedule but a flexible, intuitive approach integrated into her life. It evolved with her, adapting to new goals and challenges, ensuring her English journey remained dynamic, engaging, and perpetually forward-moving. Maya, once trapped in her daily struggle, now soared with linguistic freedom. She embodied the spirit of persistence, proving that dedicated effort, combined with smart strategies, can turn the most challenging learning journey into an incredible success story. So, if you ask how to learn English, Maya's answer would be, start small, stay consistent, embrace every mistake, and find joy in the process. Your voice, your story, is waiting to be heard. Just begin, and never stop believing in your own capacity to flourish.